Hello kids, Daddy's here. Right now, Daddy will show you a comedy drama film from 2019, titled Yes, God, Yes. Prepare your snacks to feel the cringe and crunch. Be a good kid and subscribe to Daddy's channel. Spoilers ahead. Watch out. The film begins with a teenage girl named Alice who studies at a strict Midwestern co-ed Catholic high school. At morality class, Father Murphy teaches that make love outside of a heterosexual marriage is a sin and will result in eternal damnation as a punishment. After the class, Alice asked her best friend, Laura, if she knew that it is sin to play with your own vajayjay. Yes, Laura replies, adding that Alice's repeated watching of the Titanic's car scene also is sin. Alice defends herself by claiming that her only motivation is curiosity. Later, when Alice is home alone, she gets a message from stranger, who inquiries about her name, age, and location. Alice lies, and then the stranger asks for her picture. Alice sends the stranger her friend's photo. Then the stranger suggests online mating. Alice, who is unaware of it, participates by tucking her hand inside her skirt. She turns off the computer as soon as she hears her mother calling. On Monday, a student informs Alice of the rumor that she tossed the salad of a classmate named Wade. Alice disputes this while acknowledging ignorance of the word's meaning. When Alice licks the chocolate from the wrapper, the boy sitting next to her starts laughing at her, resulting Alice to leave. Mrs. Veda learns of the rumor and forbids Alice from serving at Mass. She advises Alice to treat her body, which is a gift from God, with respect. Alice has no idea of what she is talking about and is completely clueless. Later that day, Alice confesses venial sins to Father Murphy during the Sacrament of Reconciliation. He gives her a light penance of 20 prayers, which she immediately and fervently completes in the school chapel with Father Murphy's and Mrs. Veda's remarks about lovemaking still ringing in her head. Both Alice and Laura make the decision to go to the upcoming Kirkos spiritual retreat at their respective schools. Alice to get back on the right path, and Laura to be accepted by a popular senior named Nina. When they arrive on the retreat campgrounds, Laura is delighted to learn that Nina is a retreat leader, and Alice is drawn to Chris, a handsome senior who is also a retreat leader. Given that it might interfere with her experience at the retreat, Nina requests that Alice hand over her phone and watch. Alice hands over her watch to Nina while claiming she forgot her phone. Father Murphy gives each student a piece of paper and instructs them to circle any emotions they may have experienced over the previous year or so. Turned on is one of the emotions that Alice circles. She then changes her mind and tries to erase the circle, but it won't go away. As time runs out, Alice quickly blackens the word and turns in the paper. That night, while playing on her cell phone, Alice accidentally discovers that she can pleasure herself using her phone's vibrating feature. However, she stops soon after noticing a crucifix hanging in her room. On the second day of the retreat, Nina visits Alice's room and discovers that Alice had hidden her phone from her after hearing a cell phone vibration. As a punishment, Father Murphy assigns Alice to cleaning up around the retreat house. When she is by herself, she uses Father Murphy's office computer to access an AOL chat room and inquires as to what tossing salad means. The sound of footsteps, however, prompts her to quickly turn off the computer and leave before she has a chance to find out. On the third day of the retreat, Father Murphy makes a public announcement about finding an inappropriate chat on his computer and invites the responsible to come forward. Of course, no one claims responsibility. Later, Father Murphy questions each student individually to determine who used his computer. He questions Alice and asks about her feeling turned on. He pushes Alice to confess about her temptation with Wade. Father Murphy doesn't believe Alice when she insists that is just something her classmates are spreading. Alice confronts Wade because she's had enough of the rumor. Wade is instructed to tell everyone that nothing happened between them, but he declines to speak up and walks away without admitting his fault or apologizing. Alice, who is cleaning the kitchen, sees Nina kissing a senior leader in the woods and continue to do it. Alice is thrilled to see them and rubs hers with a broomstick. Later, Alice shares this with Laura, but Laura doesn't believe her and calls her a pervy psycho, leading to the end of their friendship. Alice, who has had enough, decides to accuse Wade of the earlier break-in. She enters Father Murphy's office and put Wade's promise bracelet beside his computer. She rushes into a room to hide when she hears Father Murphy entering. While she is hiding, she sees Father Murphy playing with his wiener while watching an adult on his computer. As she is leaving, Alice runs into Chris and he asks Alice if everything is alright. Alice suddenly kisses him, but when he turned on, Chris stops and runs away. That night, Alice leaves the campgrounds because she is tired of the rumors and lies. She finds a lesbian bar and commiserates with the owner, Gina, about how the fear of hell can affect a teen's development. Gina informs Alice that everyone has dark secrets they keep to themselves. Gina gives Alice a ride back to the retreat and advising her to look into colleges on the west and east coasts, and finally assuaging Alice's curiosity about what tossing salad means. On the last day of the retreat, Alice befriends a socially awkward classmate while Father Murphy pulls Wade aside as he found Wade's bracelet in his office. Laura also expresses regret for the words she said to Alice, leading to their rekindled friendship. As the retreat comes to an end, Father Murphy invites the students to share their retreat experiences and lessons learned. Alice shares her experiences by reminding every student that everyone is hiding stuff, and encourages them to treat each other with honesty and respect, as Jesus wanted. Back home, Alice begins looking for colleges on the west and east coasts as Gina advised. At school, Alice runs into a still uncomfortable Chris and reassures him that they can still be friends. Returning to confession with Father Murphy, Alice boldly reveals that while on the retreat she saw a video of people made love, both of them knowing, but not discussing, the implications of her confession. Father Murphy assigns a heavier penance of 100 prayers, but instead of remaining in the chapel, Alice goes home to rewatch the Titanic car scene while pleasuring herself to that scene. That's all for today, kids. Help Daddy by like and subscribe. See you on the next videos.